The wife of Democratic Vice Presidential nominee Tim Walz visited Bangor today. Gwen Walz stopped by 2 Bangor locations. In the morning, Walz read to children at the Briar Patch. Then she visited the Democratic campaign office on Exchange Street. She spoke with voters about topics including Tuesday's debate and the opportunity economy the Harris-Walz ticket intends to implement if elected.
Everyone has the freedom to build life that they choose. Everyone who works hard can get ahead, not just some. Remember, words matter. Everyone and all. These are the values that Vice President Harris and my husband, Tim, will bring to the White House.
Walz mentioned the Harris-Walz ticket intends to reduce housing and health care costs and create more opportunity for good-paying jobs. Walz was accompanied today by Governor Janet Mills and Representative Shelley Pingree.